Good morning, guys. I figured I'm on my way to work, and I got this time, so I figured I'd talk to you a little bit. Maybe you like it. Maybe you're like, shut up, Bodie, keep your opinions to yourself. I don't know. Anyways, but I just got thinking, I wanted to give my opinion on millennials. The generation right now that's like the oldest millennial would probably be 30, and that's a stretch, They're probably a little bit younger than that, But anyways, a lot of you old timers, and I'm getting close to one, I'm turning 40 this year, by the way, in December. You really don't like the millennials. You think they're lazy, good for nothing. They want everything handed to them on a silver platter. They don't expect to work for anything. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I kind of feel like I'm stuck between two generations because one part of me is I grew up. I can literally remember with my own memories, okay, when we got our very first telephone. I can remember whenever all we had was a black and white TV and bunny ears, and it never got in any kind of channels at all. I can remember the only phones that were ever available were hooked to the wall. And then at the same time, I grew up right whenever, I can remember being in high school and going, what's this internet thing? There's nothing. There was nothing. I remember we were using the internet like the Dewey Decimal System. Literally, we were just trying to look up books and things that could be said about books so that I didn't have to read the book for a book review. So the internet was nothingness to me. I was like, this. My teacher kept on hyping it up, going, there's all kinds of information out there. And I was like, I can't find nothing. So, but then at the same time, I've witnessed and seen the internet grow. I've witnessed and seen how the cell phones just take over, and the smartphones, and there's no more hard lines and things like that. And so I see both worlds. I recently went back to school and got a second bachelor's degree, and so I went back to school with these millennials, and I just feel like I got a good perspective of it. Number one, they are not lazy. They just do things differently than you do. You think that they don't know hard work, and that's because they've never had to do hard work. They do smart work. Alright? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing something easier because you have figured out the easy way to get it done. So back off on that. These guys are the entrepreneurs of America, and I am witnessing them bring back that entrepreneurial spirit that was killed during the Reagan years whenever everything went overseas. And I don't want to get political on this, so I can't stop your comments and stuff. But the problem is not their fault. They've been raised with 100% entertainment all the time. You had to go out and find your entertainment. I literally can remember growing up, and I either played cowboy or Indian because it was only me out there in the country. And so, whenever these guys, we give them PlayStations, we give them Nintendos, we give them computers. My son at the age of 14 built his own computer, and my son is anything but a geeky nerd. Okay? He's a freaking cool kid that other kids look up to, and he built his own computer, and it is super badass. So these millennials are not lazy. They've just learned to navigate their surroundings in a way that you think is lazy. And that perception problem is on you. So, anyways, just kind of tired of the whole millennial thing and the idea that they're this lost generation that don't know how to work. Let me tell you, man. I disagree. I think that they are the entrepreneurs of the modern America. They are the ones that are bringing back that I can do it spirit, because they are going out there and they are figuring out how to get it done. And there is one problem that I see, and that it is producing a lot of what I call soft hands. People who can figure out things but are too afraid to get their own hands dirty in doing it. And now that's where you guys out there, you old timers, going, yeah, see, that's what I mean. All right, you got me there. But guess what? They're still getting it done. We have seen, because of millennials, okay? Because of millennials, we have seen the resurgence of cast iron cookware. They're the reason, all right? These young guys are going out, they're getting their degree, and there's all of a sudden, there's not a job for them. We have worked ourselves with our education into a point where the education jobs are harder to find than the regular labor jobs. And so since they can't find a job that will support them with the kind of income that they expected to be making in getting straight out of college, they're like, well, I guess I gotta make something. Let's get on Kickstarter. I will design this product and hopefully I can get people to buy it. So this one guy, and I bought a pair. He came up with American-made shoelaces that were super awesome, and they were blue, and they were $5. The dude sold over $1 million worth of shoelaces. And so, anyways, just my thoughts on millennials. Another thing that you guys don't like about it is they're leaving religion behind. And I definitely don't want to get religious. I don't want to let you know my views on religion, because if I did, I'd probably start losing subscribers left and right. Be like, Satan, Satan, you know? But, yeah, the millennials really don't care about your religion. So, I mean, not all of them, of course. Not all of them. But you see that as the end of times. And you're like, oh my God, this generation is lost. But it's not. This generation is going to save our planet. This generation is going to do all the things that the older generations didn't think is important, because the older generation was way too busy getting all that oil out of the earth. The older generation was way too busy with capitalism and trying desperately to make as much money as they possibly can without thinking about any sort of repercussions to that business model. But now, of course, I'm talking generationally. I'm not, I'm lumping everybody into this, and I shouldn't be. But it is what it is. And with this one right here, not that I'm this super responder to all of your posts or anything like that. I try, and I do pretty well. But specifically with this one right here, I'm going to refrain from commenting to anybody what they say underneath, because I just feel like I'm going to have a lot of negative things said, and I don't get that. There's a lot of negativity out there on the internet, and because the internet brings anonymity like nothing else. People have no fear. If they're standing face to face, I'm 6'1", barefoot, 210 pounds. These little bitches wouldn't be saying that. But they have the internet, and they have anonymity, and so people get negative. But, yeah, those are my thoughts. There was one more thing. I love you all. Love. Love is all we need.